Hello, folks. I'm absolutely buzzing about November's Word Up shows. We started our monthly runs at the Stand in Glasgow and Edinburgh in October, and we had two wonderful shows in Glasgow and Edinburgh. A fantastic audience, great performances, and it was exactly everything I expected it to be. The mix of poets and comedy and music was perfect. It worked really well. The crowd loved it. A lot of people who'd never been to that kind of thing before, and who I'm sure will definitely come back. They really enjoyed it. It was very well. I was told it was very well curated. Now I used to put on gigs. Now apparently I curate them. So I'm now a curator. I feel as if I should have like a monocle or something. I don't know what curators do, but apparently I'm quite good at it. So I'm curating two new shows. November in Glasgow and Edinburgh, both at the Stand Comedy Club again. In Glasgow, we've got an absolute belter of a lineup. We've got Rab Florence of Burniston and Orphans the Musical doing a one-off special poetry set. Rab is a very good poet, actually. He had a poetry collection out in Speculative Books a couple of years back. Wonderful performer and wonderful writer. We have the legendary Bruce Morton as our comedy act. We've got Clarissa Woods, who played our Edinburgh show in October, coming to Glasgow in November. We have Courtney Stoddart, who's been abroad for quite a while. So I just heard she was home and managed to grab her to do a set. So I'm absolutely delighted to have Courtney along. It's a fantastic poet, activist, actor. She was one of the stars of The Lament for Sheku Bayo at the Lyceum Theatre as part of the Edinburgh International Festival. And we have Michael Mullen, who I saw described recently as the hot ticket. He's Michael Mullen is a poet I saw for the first time just a year or two ago, doing what he said was his first show in Glasgow, and I couldn't believe it. He was supporting Holly McNish at Oran Moore. I couldn't believe this was this guy's first show in Glasgow, live show, because he was so assured, so confident, and his poetry is absolutely wonderful. He's an absolute heartbreaker. And Michael will also be appearing in our Edinburgh show on the 13th of November at the Stand in Edinburgh, where our comedy guest is the legendary, I've said legendary twice now, but he is a real legend, Phil Differ, as a comedy writer and a comedian. He's been around for a long time and is responsible for many of the greatest comedy shows you'll have seen in Scottish television, as well as a wonderful stand-up and performer in his own right. Music from Callum Baird. Callum's a regular of Fair Play events, singer-songwriter, folk musician. He's travelled all over Europe with his songs. So we're delighted to have Callum, and he actually was the only musical act that took part in our wee short run at the Fringe, because all the rest of them got COVID. As I said, Michael Mullen will be one of the poets there, and Rachel Amy, a friend of mine and a fantastic poet. She's been a stalwart of the spoken word scene in Scotland for 2 decades probably. A wonderful woman, wonderful poet. Delighted to have her in our native Edinburgh. And Iona Lee. Iona Lee, I mean, I've run out of superlatives for Iona Lee. I've been sort of bigging her up for a long, long time. She's a wonderful performer, artist, writer. I think she's actually my favourite poet, but don't tell the other poets, because they get a wee bit precious about that sort of stuff. So the ticket links will be below. I hope this made sense, my kind of ranty thing. Word Up's a special night. We're growing something special here. I'm sure it's going to become a regular fixture of the Scottish spoken word and comedy calendar. You should get along. You will enjoy it. Even if you've never been to see poetry before, you will enjoy it. We've got the kind of poets that you'll like. You'll have a right laugh. You'll have a good think. You might even have a wee cry, and you'll enjoy some wonderful music, comedy, and poetry. So I'll be your host at all of these events. Looking forward to December. The tickets are already on sale for December, where we have, among others, Victoria McNulty, Alicia Pierre Mohammed, Kevin Goudet, Josie Long, and Becky Wallace, and a few others. But we'll be promoting the December one shortly. So have a look at the Stand website, have a look at the ticket links below, get your tickets now, buy them early, because it makes me feel a lot better that I know I've sold some tickets in advance. And thank you, and see you at Word Up.